think we have action. It says we're live, so hopefully the internet holds out for me so that I can chat with you today. Happy Saturday, everyone. Hopefully you're, I guess it's Friday. Oh, I'm getting ahead of myself. Happy Friday of the long weekend here, August long weekend here in Western Canada. And I'm going to have a little chat with you. Hopefully, if you're coming on here for the first time, there's a link up above. You just have to go to it and give StreamYard permission for me to see you. Hopefully, you can see me okay. If the lighting's okay, you can see my hubby in the background there this way, building the shed. So I thought that was kind of interesting for you guys for today. I'm here to help others reach their fitness and health goals with coaching, mentoring, and accountability. And I think today is day 7. I've got a few notes if you see me looking down just to keep me on track. Day 7 of Emotional Eater's Book of Inspiration. And this is the little book that I'm going to share with you every day for 90 days. There's little chapters in here for 90 days. And it's 90 truths you need to know to overcome your food addiction by Deb Danowski. And so I've got this little book in my bookshelf and I'm going to share it with you. So for you, those of you who have never met me before, my name is Heather Edmondson, and I am coming at you live at lunchtime here on Friday. I got the date right now, Friday. And I'm just going to put this little ticker tape here running across the bottom here so that you can see that. And we're going to talk about what you eat should be about nutrition and not about guilt. So let me know if you're coming in here, where you're coming in from. That's always cool to find out people coming from all over the world, because this is live all over the place. And let me know if you are a sweet or a savory person. What is the big downfall that the food that you just can't resist? Let me know that, and then we will carry on. So as individuals, to reach their health and fitness goals, we think about low-calorie or light products when you see them on the shelves or in the supermarket or in the marketplace as being healthy alternatives. But that doesn't always mean that they are the healthy alternatives. It could mean that they are lighter in color, that they have maybe a little bit less sugar, but usually they're higher in sugar and higher in salt intake. So is it really that much better for us? Not really. So if you are choosing, for example, a light bag of popcorn over a bag of chips, some of us end up eating twice as much of that light popcorn because we think it's better for us. And then you end up taking in more calories and more salt and butter or fat than you intended to. So just because it says light, it's not necessarily a better or healthier choice for you. So just get that through your mindset, just adjust things there. So you just end up eating more of whatever that your nemesis is. I know I really am satisfied by the satiation of a crunchy, like biting into a crunchy apple or crunchy of a celery, or just the chewing factor of the food really provides satisfaction to me. If I was just to drink all of my nutrition, I don't think I'd be a happy camper, because I like that feeling and the food moving over my taste buds to give me the satisfaction of feeling full. So that's part of it too. It's part of your mindset. So when we end up eating too much of something, we get that guilt and anger, and sometimes, like I said, you're grabbing that light stuff thinking you're doing yourself a favor, a solid, and you're ending up to be sabotaging yourself. So we need to focus on what food really is meant to be for. Food is actual fuel for our body. It is not something to blanket our emotions with. It's not there to when you're having a bad day, you shove a bunch of cookies in your face or grab that tub of ice cream out of the freezer and start eating it right out of the tub to cover up your feelings or your emotions. I've mentioned before that people that have other addictions, alcohol, drugs, cigarettes, stuff like that, they are using it to cover up an emotion that they are having, a feeling that they are having that they don't want to deal with. They want to move past it, but they are doing it in a way that maybe isn't the healthiest for their body or for their mind. So same with food. We don't want to be doing that with our food as well. So try and choose foods that are more dense and in their most natural state, or their purest form. So no processed, prepared food, boxes of food. You want to go and purchase your vegetables fresh. If you can't get fresh vegetables, I know when the seasons change and through our winters that we have here in Western Canada, it's a little bit harder to get some of the fresh produce. So if you can get frozen stuff, that's good as well. Oh, I'm getting bit again. That's good as well, because it's usually, once it's picked, it's frozen right away, and so it still keeps the nutritional value is locked in. So we've started a little garden ourselves this year. My husband, with being in lockdown like we were, was going a little bit crazy. So he took out one of our flower beds and made it wider away from our garage and made ourselves a little bit of a garden. And we're getting so much produce that I think we're going to be able to have enough for just the two of us now. Our kids are grown up. In the freezer for us to make it hopefully through the winter and have some fresh produce. So that's very cool. And Beth is jumping in here today to spend some time with us. Lovely to see you. Long time no see. Long time no chat. I was just over on her page there for a bit there. So you'll have to go back to the beginning, Beth, to catch what I'm talking about here. So that's what the recording's for. That's what we're here for. So try and find your food in its most purest form. Take agave syrup or a honey over a sugar product, or even maple syrup, natural maple syrup. Being Canadian, we have lots of maple syrup, because you you are able to use less of a portion of it, because it is that much sweeter, and so then you don't need as much in your either your baking or your pancakes or your cup of tea, those things. So that's a good option. That's a good substitute instead of using your stevia or your aspartame or any of those, because those are artificial forms of sugar sweetener, and they aren't necessarily that good for you either. So we don't know all the repercussions of actually having that in our system, the same as all your diet pop or soda for my American friends. That diet stuff, we don't actually know if some of that is actually causing the Alzheimer's problem that is coming up in our society nowadays. Could be from all of these unhealthy and unnatural products. Actually, I read a study about somebody that was experiencing symptoms like MS, and they were starting to have muscle weakness and falling over and stuff like that, and they did a bunch of research on this person. They were doing test after test after study after study. And when they put her in a controlled environment, she wasn't having her diet pop, her diet soda. And her body went back to its natural, how it's supposed to be. So that's how much of an impact that person had on their life, that it actually was shutting down her body and making the muscles not work like they were supposed to, because of all these artificial things in the aspartame or stevia or whatever it was that was in that stuff that she was drinking. So isn't that scary? That's kind of terrifying. When the body receives proper fuel in its tank, it responds better, and you are able to do and function better. Your brain functions better. If you're drinking enough water, you're staying hydrated. Your cells, every cell in your body is full of water, full of fluid, and you need to be able to have optimum fluid in your body to make all the cells function the way they're supposed to. Being a nurse, I know that you need a certain amount of salt and magnesium in each cell to make your heart valves and your heart pump. One makes it pump, one makes it contract. One makes it pump, one makes it contract. So you have to have the proper balance of that in every cell to make sure that your heart works. And you want to make sure that your heart works, so that's important. So don't get caught in a rut and tricking ourselves by overeating and substituting less dangerous foods. They're still dangerous, and you need to become aware of what you're eating and the healthy alternatives that you can choose from. We get caught eating a lot of less healthy foods, and at the same time we're pulling that guilt card out again and beating ourselves up about it and sabotaging our own self, because we know that said food that you're picking is not good for you, and that's a self-destructive behavior, and you don't want to be like that. You don't want to set yourself up for failure, set yourself up for not being able to succeed. We all want to succeed in life. So tell yourself a truth. Your body requires food for fuel, and it has to be nourishing food. So we don't want it to be associated with feelings like comfort food, as some of us call it. Comfort food, like I had mentioned on a different live about my mom's cinnamon buns, and just the smell of baking and fresh bread takes me right back to home, back to mom's kitchen, and seeing the bread rise and smelling the baking and cinnamon is such a wonderful smell to feel through the air. It's awesome, but we can't associate that type of food with that feeling, because, like, again, you're setting yourself up to pardon me, sabotage yourself by diving in and eating that whole plate full of cinnamon buns. So and then we go back to that vicious circle, that rut again of making ourselves feel guilty. We need to understand it is good, what is good and what is proper for the body. If the blame is dissolved, it is banished from shame, and the constant abuse of our bodies. We're abusing our bodies by the choices that we make, and we know, and we continue to sometimes pick those unhealthy items, even though we're going to go through that circle again, beating ourselves up and talking ourselves down, or some people even end up going to the bathroom and making themselves throw up because they feel so guilty and so horrible for picking up that, I don't know, piece of cake or that cookie or that bag of chips. We need to flip our mindset and try not to beat ourselves up. Say, okay, I had a slip up, and let's move forward from today. And Beth, you can see my husband in the background over there working on the shed. So I thought that was a little bit interesting. We need to do the health truce, eating what is good for us. It's easier than one believes. It's easier to choose. It's easier than choosing those unhealthy foods. So just don't bring those temptations into your home. Like I've mentioned before, if you know you have to go out somewhere, fill yourself up with a glass of water, or a light meal, a healthy snack, an apple, a piece of some vegetables, and bulk up your stomach with that before you have to go to that social gathering. And then you're not going to be tempted by all of those said foods that they have out there, and set yourself up for a failure. So fill yourself up a little bit before you go with a healthy choice. So I challenge you today to make a healthy choice and pick the path that you're going to go down. If you take a look around, all kinds of nutritious foods are right in front of you. Try and support local. Try and go to some of your, what do you call them, markets, food markets in your community, and help them to stay in business and stay working. So that's what we all need, especially right now with all of this still being in lockdown. The decision for you to change is completely up to you, and I believe you can do it. So let's set some goals, and what's stopping you from achieving them, and let's start today. So hopefully everyone has a wonderful rest of your day. If you found some value in what I'm sharing with you today, please do let me know. If you know of somebody else that can benefit from what I've shared with you today, please do pass it along to them as well. I have some recipes in PDFs that I can send out to you if that's something that you're interested in. I'm participating right now in a fitness and weight loss challenge. I'm not able to do the fitness part of it too much right now because I'm still recovering from surgery to my foot. So I do try and do my light walking and my stretching and stuff. As long as I don't have to get up on my toe, I'm okay about that. There's a new challenge coming up here. This is the last day to get involved with that. It starts on August 17th. If you want any more information about that, please let me know. You have till midnight tonight to get in on that. Myself and my team, we're all participating in it, and we're there to be cheerleaders and cheer you on. So let me know if you'd like some, sorry, the bugs are bugging me. Let me know if you'd like some information about that. If you want to expand your business and get out of your comfort zone, there is a 21-day video challenge coming up that my mentor is putting on. It's all for free, and she provides you with the content to each day to be accountable to that. And then there's a tracker that we track our, make sure that we get all of our points in for each day. And she does it all for free, and it's 21 days. So it starts on the 19th of August and it goes till the, September 10th. And I'm in it, and a whole bunch of my team are in it, and we're there, like I said, too, like the fitness challenge, we're there to cheer you on. And if you need any tips with some of the tricks that she's going to show us, we're there to help with that as well. So have yourself a good rest of the day, whatever time of the day it is for you. We are heading here. This is Friday of the long weekend here in Canada. Victoria Day, Queen Victoria is on, birthday was on Monday, so we celebrate that as a holiday for her. So have yourself a good one. Happy long weekend, and we will see you tomorrow for, I think it is day 8 of 90 days that I'm going to go live here. Have a wonderful one. Bye-bye.